Hi, my name's Will. I studied a undergraduate master's in geology and I graduated in 2013.
So my name's Georgia Pawson. I studied a bachelor's in geology and I graduated in 2014.
Hi, my name's Ed. I did the 4-year geology MSci course and I graduated in 2013.
My name is Josie Whitehead and I studied geology with study abroad at Bristol and I graduated in 2016.
So I'm Greg Ford. I studied at Bristol between 2010 and 2014. I did the MSci Environmental Geoscience.
I'm Lauren Davis. I studied at Bristol University and I did the MSci in Geology and I graduated in 2017.
My name's Joe. I studied geology here for my master's degree and I graduated in 2016.
My name's Ben. I studied an MSci in geology with a study abroad between 2009 and 2013 and I did my year abroad at the University of British Columbia in Vancouver, Canada.
After graduating from Bristol in 2016, I moved on to a job with BAM Nuttall in the engineering geology sector. And I worked at Hinkley Point for a year and a half. Since then, I have begun work at the Environment Agency.
I currently work for Jonas Associates. We're based in Uxbridge in London and I work as a geotechnical engineer.
First I did an internship with BP in London before going to work for BP as a graduate in Aberdeen.
So I work for a company called Halliburton in the oil field services sector, and I generally build big 3D geological models at the continent scale to help people find oil and gas resources.
So I'm a risk and safety expert working for Corporate Risk Associates in the nuclear sector.
I've worked across a range of offshore rig site work. I've worked in onshore drilling engineering and some commercial roles as well.
And now I work at RPS, a global services firm that do a diverse range of services, but I work specifically in the ground remediation and risk.
So RMS is Risk Management Solutions and they work in the field of catastrophe risk. So really quantifying the risk from natural hazards and other man-made disasters, primarily to insurers but also to kind of governments and other agencies.
So I work for one of the world's largest oil field services companies. They're called Halliburton. Mostly I'm focused as a geologist / data scientist, but increasingly more and more as a data scientist.
So really, since I was young, I've really been interested in the outdoors and really been wanting to know more about how processes that form landscapes and mountains and the oceans really came about. So that was one of the real reasons I wanted to study earth sciences.
Whilst I was studying my A-levels, I was really passionate about biology, chemistry and physics. I couldn't get enough of them. And I thought when I had to decide what I wanted to do for my degree, I couldn't pick one. So I found that geology was the most elegant way to tie all three together in a really fantastic package.
So I didn't actually do geology at A-level. However, I was always interested in looking at formations when I was abroad or when I was at the beach. I always wanted to know more about why things were the way they were.
A combination of what I was really best at school. So a lot of physical science and maths is what I really enjoyed.
So I did an A-level in geology. I wasn't actually convinced about doing geology, and then we did a field trip to Iceland, which was one of the first times I'd really been abroad. And I just was really impressed with what I saw over there. I was really excited to learn more about it, and so I straight away enrolled on geology, and the rest is history.
So I was fortunate enough at school to have a teacher who had done geology, and it seemed that it combined my passions for the sciences and geography, and as well as I was able to go to Iceland as well, and that really kind of ignited a bit of passion there.
I think from most of what I'd read was from websites such as the Bristol website, and I just saw the list of kind of things that you would end up studying, and it's like very relevant for this current time.
So I actually did geology A-level, which I really enjoyed, and I went on some amazing field trips as part of that. I went to Iceland, I went to Arran, and I just loved it, and I really wanted to continue it. I'd always had like an interest in the natural world, and it fed into that and made me want to do the degree.
Bristol University attracted me because of the breadth of modules you get and how it diversifies as you go through the different years, and also the warmth that I felt when I came for the open day.
So the university had a really good reputation. I looked around like all the universities I got offers for, and Bristol was the one I liked the most. I liked it the open day. I thought it was a really good department. I liked the sound of the trips they went on, and yeah, it looked like the best choice for me.
I chose Bristol as my university to study at because it's such a wonderful city. I mean, I came here on the open day and I just loved it. And it's such a prestigious university as well. The course looked really interesting and I did choose well. I really enjoyed it here.
I chose Bristol because I really liked the department. The choices we had for modules were really good. The lecturers were like the top of their field. The department was really good for volcanology at the time.
I didn't actually know anything about Bristol. I just had always heard it was a good university, and it sounded like quite a cool city. And when I moved down here, I was actually really, really impressed. I loved studying here, and I'm really pleased with my choice still.
I chose Bristol because of everything it offered. I was really inspired when I came to visit by the community, by the city itself. Is absolutely fantastically beautiful. The department here for Earth Sciences is one of a kind, and I always find myself, since I graduated, coming back here again and again. It always calls me back.
I really just love the city. I love that the university is right in the city. It's kind of like at a campus, but not in the middle of nowhere. I love that Bristol was so well regarded in its field. It's got really high kind of academic standards, and it's kind of really well known in kind of the job market as well, and it's just got a really good reputation.
I chose to study in Bristol based partially on reputation. The school and the university has a great reputation. It also is a fantastic city with a lot of amenities. I enjoyed the two main aspects really. Firstly, the fieldwork aspect. I really enjoyed being able to put all the things I've learnt into a holistic kind of model and see the processes in action. Also, the fieldwork is a fantastic place to meet people. Some of my best friends now are people who I went on field trips with. And
studying at Bristol, I had the opportunity to work with some incredible, world-renowned academic figures, and all of them taught me a great deal.
I do love how open and friendly the department is. The class size wasn't too big, wasn't too small. Made really good friends while I was here. So I'm still friends with a lot of people from the course outside, including some people that work in the same company as me now.
During university, my biggest interest was definitely geophysics. I took lots of geophysical modules when I could, and I really enjoyed that side. And during my master's project, I continued that and worked on geophysics for my project. I also really enjoyed fieldwork throughout the degree. We went to some brilliant places, Spain and Greece. They were really interesting trips abroad.
I think for me the best part of the degree was the field trips. I absolutely loved going away, and we had a really, really good cohort, good mix of really good teaching in the field, and then a really good mix of people to spend the evenings with as well. Got a chance to sort of go all over the world as well, both when I was at Bristol and when I was on my year abroad. We did some really cool field trips, and probably got more out of it than you'd get out of any other course, I think.
Yeah, I think anything to do with like GIS and remote sensing, geophysics, natural hazards, anything like that I really enjoyed. Some of the kind of atmospheric modules I did in third or fourth year were some of the ones I enjoyed most.
I really enjoyed the field trips. They were amazing. It was so good being able to go away to like Arran and Syros, doing my like dissertation for a month was like incredible. I really enjoyed like meeting people, and like the other people on my course were amazing. It's a really good sort of sense of community in the department. And
I really enjoyed the field trips. I think they were the highlight of a lot of the course that we did, because it gave us a chance to mingle more with each other and get to know each other more, and which other courses can't really do, and also that we got to put our knowledge into practice and use it in the field on our own.
Field trips and getting to know everybody on the course and making lifelong friends.
I love the field work every year, be that Arran or Tenerife were the ones that I remember most clearly.
We went to different areas of Scotland, including the Isle of Skye, Arran and Inchton, and then we also went to south of Spain, and then places in Greece which included Santorini and Naxos in my 4th year at Bristol.
So I think it was in my final year, there were 2 modules that I enjoyed the most, so environmental radioactivity and hydrogeology, contaminant transport.
I particularly enjoyed geophysics when I was here.
And the second thing I really enjoyed was the final year of my study, where we took on an independent research project. That really gave me an idea of how I worked and how I could interact with others in a working place.
My master's project gave me a real insight into how to take all the skills I'd learned and apply them to something I'd never studied specifically before. I had to apply pretty much everything I'd learned from coding through to geological processes, and it really challenged me.
I also really enjoyed my final year research project. Like being able to sort of do some research that was new to science. I looked at the thermobarometry of diamonds in the lab downstairs, and it was really good to be able to kind of find some new stuff out, and I really enjoyed the whole kind of process of seeing sort of the direct scientific work I did be translated into sort of, like something that ended up ultimately getting published.
Yeah, I mean, Bristol was great, made a really good network here. When I got married, my best man was a geologist, and 3 of my ushers were as well. Yeah, we're a close-knit bunch, and I think that's part and parcel of going away with the same group of people on field trips for 4 years. Did a lot of work on social trips, and I was a member of Bugs, and I enjoyed the socials with that as well. So yeah, made a really good social network in Bristol through geology.
I mean, a lot of what I did was play a lot of sport for the university team. That was what I really enjoyed doing. So I played a lot of hockey for the university and for the science department as well. Because you can learn a variety of skills that mean that it sets you up for any kind of career you would want in later life.
As an engineering geologist, I wouldn't have gotten far without the sedimentology and petrology units that we studied.
Well, I was employed as a geologist, so having a degree in geology was pretty handy. I was actually surprised a bit when I joined the company how much geology we talked about. I kind of just presumed that it was all academic when I was at university, but we're talking about things that I'd learned on the course.
So a lot of the kind of foundation skills we learned here, all the sort of basic geology, I utilised every day. A lot of the kind of sedimentology and stuff is like critical to industry. And it also gave the actual research we sort of undertook here and the kind of methods of learning and reading scientific literature was also like invaluable, like being able to kind of process the sort of data and gain like insights from it quickly, like I used every day.
During my master's project, I learned a lot about geotechnical engineering. This has been really useful for me within my career.
It gives you a breadth of understanding, and especially as we try to build a geological disposal facility in the UK, and it gives a good grounding for that kind of work.
I guess both of the jobs I've done so far have required quite a lot of technical understanding. So I learned a lot doing an earth science degree that helped me prepare for a job in the oil industry. You have to know a lot about kind of different subsurface processes and kind of geology, geophysics, how to apply them, how to kind of look at them critically.
At the Environment Agency, I'm currently using the ArcGIS and coding skills I learned from Bristol. They've really put me in good stead to get ahead and make a real difference with the data I'm processing.
It was a mixture of the support I got from my lecturers, external lecturers, and 2 modules, environmental reactivity and hydrogeology, contaminant transport, and how those gave me a path towards what could be a potential career.
My petroleum sedimentology course, where we looked at borehole logs, obviously in my career now I'm looking at borehole logs every day, so it kind of gave me that understanding of what I was going to expect and what to look out for.
A lot of what helped in my current job is more the kind of softer skills set, so there's kind of scientific writing, quantification of uncertainty, a lot more kind of mathematical aspects of what we did in the course.
I've also found that the report writing skills that I acquired from doing my dissertation and my master's project have been really useful in my career. We work on a lot of reports, basically. We're always writing reports. That's been really useful. And also the communication skills that I acquired through all the teamwork that we did at university have been really useful.
So when I moved into the energy sector, I didn't start as a geologist, but I started more as a field engineer, and I progressed into engineering. So that actually had not necessarily the same title as the subject I studied, but really Bristol gave me a fantastic backing and footprint in analysis, understanding the relationships between different data sets and being able to draw out a conclusion to a larger problem. And really that is a skill, although I learned it within the confines of geology, that you can apply to most careers, most disciplines. So that really helped me out in my career.
I also fell in love entirely with fieldwork, and I took that love through to my job as an engineer at Hinkley Point, where I was on site every day, and I think without the skills I'd learned here, I would have been a bit stuck.
Yeah, it is really the fundamental quantitative basis that really kind of sets you up really well for your future career.
I think Bristol's got something for everybody. You can walk everywhere. It's a very friendly city, and I think the university's in the heart of the city as well, so it's a good place to be based.
So the city of Bristol is fantastic. It's extremely multicultural. It has lots of different aspects to it. There's a really fantastic resource for people who are into the outdoors. I personally did a lot of rock climbing in the Avon Gorge while I was here. And it's got a fantastic social and even life to it as well.
I really enjoyed my time here at Bristol. There's so much to do. It's a really lovely city. So many nice areas. There was always something going on at the weekends, and the department at the university was also brilliant, very supportive, and a really good group of people studying here.
Bristol was a cool city. Yeah, really good nightlife. Saw most of the nightclubs of Bristol. I liked. Yeah, I like the mix. It's a good-sized city. It's not like the biggest city in the country, but you know, there's you kind of get a mix of very easy to get out into the countryside. My now wife lived out in Langford, so I got a bit of a taste of the country life when I went to go and see her, and city life when I was in Bristol. And then yeah, lots of nice outdoor space as well. The Downs and the Gorge as well. Bristol
is such a student-friendly city. There's so much going on. You have the Balloon Fiesta, the Harbour Festival, and there's something for everyone. You have Stokes Croft, which is more drum and bass scene. You have Clifton, which is the nice coffee shops. It's just something that suits everyone in Bristol, and everything's within walking distance. Uni wasn't far away, and the World's building is obviously beautiful, so it was amazing that we got to study in that building.
Living in Bristol, I'd say is probably 4 of the best years of my life. It's a beautiful city, incredibly welcoming. There's always something to do, lots of beautiful green areas. The riverside is full of lovely places to hang out. Living here, just a brilliant community of people at the university as well. Spending time with them, getting to know them. I would really recommend it to anybody who has the opportunity to do so.
I love the city of Bristol. I think it's got an amazing sort of culture and nightlife. I'm quite into electronic music, and it was like incredible here. I also really enjoyed the sort of extracurricular activities that I did. I played water polo at the university, and that was really good.
People, definitely. I love that like I said, something about being right in the centre is that it's not just students, but you also kind of get to interact with the locals as well. I just love that Bristol has this kind of somewhat kind of bohemian atmosphere as well.
I definitely recommend doing geology at Bristol. It's such a really good degree. You learn so much. There's so many different aspects that you can specialise in from this degree, and the department's brilliant. The staff and all the students have just always been wonderful.
I'd say to them to pursue what they are interested in. If you like a certain subject within earth sciences, just pursue it, chase it, learn it, and enjoy the process.
I'd say definitely apply to Bristol.
Ensure you've got a bit of passion for it because you're going to do it for 3 years. Don't worry too much about what you're going to do after it, just enjoy it and make the most of the opportunities available for you.
Think about what you want from your university time. Bristol's going to give you a solid educational background. You're going to have a great time here.
I would say if you enjoy the kind of physical geography, the kind of maths to an extent, science, just pursue what you really enjoy doing. And I think Bristol has a lot to offer in that department because that's what I did, and I really enjoyed my time here as a degree.
I definitely encourage them to do it. I think it's an amazing place to come. I got a lot out of my degree, and it was some of the best time of my life.
I'd say to somebody who wanted to study here that they couldn't make a better decision in their life.